You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of GHS-TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your host, Jamaia Chase. Each week in this time slot, we take a look at different issues, personalities, and events that affect you and our community. Fashion is the ultimate form of self-expression. What you wear, how you style your hair, and paint your nails can tell a person many things about you. Every year, trends come and go. It's up to the businessmen and women in the fashion world to stay up to date if they want their products or service to succeed. With us today for our first segment is Mosiah Bridges, teenage entrepreneur and founder of Mo's Bows, a men's tie company. Mosiah, thank you for being on the show with us today.
I'm so excited to be here. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
That's
Thank
great.
you for asking.
You're welcome.
You're known all over the world for your bow ties. Why bow ties?
Well, I decided to choose bow ties because when I was a little kid, I loved to dress nice, but I couldn't find any bow ties that really fit my style or my personality. So I asked my lovely granny, who's been sewing for over 50 years, to teach me how to sew, and then my company just started to grow from there.
Well, what were some of the challenges you faced when you were trying to get your business off the ground?
Some of the challenges that I came across include rejection, dealing with people not actually wanting to spend money to buy my ties. And I kind of dealt with that just by meditating and realizing that, you know, other people out there definitely could rock a Mo's bow.
Well, you have such a niche market. How did you get your name out there?
I got my name out there just by doing lots of trunk shows, being on lots of magazines like the Oprah Winfrey magazine and the Steve Harvey talk show, just different publications and radio interviews that I did across Memphis really helped.
Well, walk us through the process that you went through to start your journey, Mosiah.
Well, the process pretty much started from me going to school and really wearing my bow tie out and people being like, you know, I want that bow tie. And I was like, you know, I'm hungry, so you should give me some chips. You know, just so, you know, I was just trading off the bow tie at first, but then I decided to up the price and charge actually for the tie. So it started off in like trunk shows. I would do like the Cooper Young's Farmers Market, or I would do the Sam Cooper Farmers Market. There are lots of ways you can really get your company out there just by doing things locally.
Well, in 2013, you were on Shark Tank. Can you describe that experience and how that helped you change the way you run your business?
Well, Shark Tank was really scary, especially as a young kid going in. I thought I just knew everything, but I really knew nothing.
In season 5, Damon John offered to mentor Mosiah Bridges, an 11-year-old fashion designer with a handmade bow tie business.
In 1989, I was offered $10,000 for 40% of my company. I'm glad I didn't take that money. I strongly suggest you don't take on investors at this time.
And what happened was I ended up leaving with not only, I feel like a partnership, but a deal with Damon John, who really helps me. He pushes me to be the best I can be, and he gives me great advice like to stay true to my company and to take care of my lovely mother.
Well, as of now, you have your own book out called Mo's Bows, A Young Person's Guide to Startup Success.
Yes, I do.
What are some of the tips you're giving the entrepreneurs in your book?
Well, some of the tips that I give to the entrepreneurs in my book are to really believe in yourself. I like to say it as my bows of business. B, being to believe in yourself. O, which is the opportunity to give back. W, which is work hard, and S is support. And I feel like with those 4 things, you'll be able to launch any goal or idea that you have.
Well, in 2017, you inked a deal with the NBA to produce ties for all 30 teams.
Yes,
How did they
I
hear
did.
about you?
Well, the NBA, they heard about me from being a fashion correspondent for the 2015 NBA draft. And there I got to meet lots of tall players, and I gifted them lots of bow ties, and some even wore them across the stage as they got drafted. So that's pretty much how the relationship started, and from there they decided to partner with me to create basically a two-sided tie. So we would have one side would be, you know, your favorite print, and then the other side could be your favorite team. So it was the Warriors in like a plaid, or it was the Lakers in a paisley. So it's just different things where, you know, you could wear this side to a game, and then you could wear that side out to dinner and, you know, to party with their friends. So it was kind of a cool collab that they got to do, and it really showed that you don't have to play basketball to actually get a deal with the NBA.
Well, Mo's Bows has really grown over the years from such a small business to an internationally recognized brand. What is your key to success?
Well, I feel like my key to success is definitely support and community. I feel like without those two, I really wouldn't be anywhere. Just like you, I consider you as a really good friend of mine. So I feel like that support system is just there, and we could bounce off of each other and build off of each other. So that's really one of the key things that has really pushed me to be who I am. And also motivation and drive from my mother is really important as well.
What ways is Mo's Bows beneficial to the community?
Well, Mo's Bows has different ways of being beneficial to the community. I have my own Go Mo summer camp, so 100% of the proceeds from a special bow tie that I choose every year goes to help kids go to summer camp in Memphis, because you know that it's hot all the time, and you know we all love to go swimming, but something that we don't really recognize is that childhood hunger is at its highest in the summertime. So I figure if they could go to summer camp, go swimming, and have a good meal, then they'll turn out to be productive kids like we are.
Well, Mosiah, how has your business evolved over the past few years?
I feel like my business has evolved drastically over the past few years, from me just being a little kid in a bow tie and glasses, from me being, you know, actually 18 and going into the real world and having to deal with going to college and fashion and choosing what I actually want to do. But not only that, from the product, I used to have little Velcro bow ties, but now, you know, I've elevated to the latch on. So it's just little things as you go and little steps that you take. They've really made a change in my company.
So what are the plans for the future of Mo's Bows?
Some of the plans for my future, I see Mo's Bows becoming a household name. Maybe chairs, you know, maybe bed sets. I don't really know specifically, but I definitely do see more lines. And I do speaking engagements as well, so I see myself speaking more and being able to travel and do that at the same time, and creating a fashion line by the time I'm 20, like I always say.
Well, Mosiah, it was a pleasure talking with you today. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
We have to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear how the product of a designer is sold in stores near you.
Once upon a time, in a place where magic happens right before your eyes, there lived an ogre named Shrek, who set out on the greatest journey of his life. Stories seen at the Poplar Pike Playhouse have unexpected twists and turns, where you make friends along the way. And you might find love where you least expect it. Witness the big, bright, beautiful world of Shrek the Musical at the Poplar Pike Playhouse, February 20th until March 7th. Get your tickets online now at ppp.org or by calling 755-7775.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. Although designers makes the clothes, it is the retailers who sell the clothes to the customers. Nowadays, instead of going to the mall, people are starting to prefer the feel of local boutiques instead. With us now is April Gates from Indigo Boutique. Ms. Gates, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Of course.
Indigo Boutique has been the staple in Saddle Creek for at least 20 years. When did it open and what has been its key to its successes?
We actually opened October 15th, 1995. So this is our 25th year. I feel like one of the keys to the store success is really standing out with customer service. We kind of pride ourselves in that. And when Indigo first opened in Saddle Creek, there were a ton of stores that were more competition, that carried brands that we wanted to carry but couldn't because they did. And as those stores closed, we were able to pick up some of their lines, and we've just kind of grown into the huge store that we are today.
Well, what all does the store have to offer?
So we offer, everything you could need for an outfit. We're kind of like a one-stop shop. You can get your accessories, your handbags, your clothing. We do anything from like a casual t-shirt and jeans look to cocktail attire to even sometimes a more formal look.
Well, I'm pretty sure the store has seen a lot of different trends over the past few years.
Yes.
How do you keep up?
Our buyers, we have 3 different buyers. We have it's called sportswear, that's the clothing. We have a buyer for our shoes and handbags and jewelry, and then we have a gifting buyer. And they go to markets multiple times a year. They go to California, they go to New York, Atlanta, Vegas, and that's where they get to go and see new product, and they get to kind of put their input on like what they want to see or new trends coming out. And it gives us a chance to kind of be the first to see what's coming for the next season and get to pick it for the store.
Ms. Gates, can you tell us about some of the latest trends you've seen in 2020 so far?
Yes, so in 2020, you're going to see a lot of utility jumpsuits, which I think are fun. They're kind of edgy and can look more masculine, but I think it's fun to girl those up with like a cool purse or a heel or something. I feel like bright colors are going to be really popular. Like you're going to see a lot of neon greens, hot pinks, bright yellows. A straighter leg and wide leg jeans are kind of coming back more. I feel like they never really went away, but they're kind of getting more popular. I feel like the skinny jean was really in for a while, and now people are liking a really high rise, like a wider leg jean.
Tell us about some of the challenges that boutiques face.
Definitely, I feel like online shopping is huge these days. It's convenient. I feel like everybody is like busier than ever. So, as a small business, we have to set ourselves apart from, the online shopping. And one thing that we offer is a relationship. Like you're not going to get a personal relationship online or even in huge department stores. So, I feel like we have a really great, friendly staff, and that will ask you, like, what are you looking for? And they will pull things for you and get to know you. And I feel like that's what really sets us apart and kind of helps us get through those challenges.
Well, Ms. Gates, Saddle Creek has been through many different changes over the past few years. How has that impacted your business?
It's been really great. Saddle Creek is just like growing, and the addition of the Stony River restaurant I think was great. And even stores that you would think was our competition is really great for us because it brings more people that's a similar client to us, so they can go to those stores and visit us. So if anything, it's just grown our business more.
Well, with the popularity of online retail, how do you still manage to bring customers into the store?
Like I said, the customer service aspect is really great. And with social media being so huge, we've had to put a lot of emphasis on social media and making sure we're relevant and we're posting to draw those customers in. We want to be posting on the stories all the cute outfits. People are like, I have to go into Indigo. Or they can actually, call us or message us and say, like, can you hold that for me? So, we just have to keep up with what everybody else is doing.
Well, Indigo sells a lot of denim, and it's really one of the largest denim retailers here in the South.
Yeah.
So how do you keep up with how versatile jeans are?
So one of our main things we focus on in training is our denim training. It's really important that our staff is really knowledgeable about our denim, even where it's made, what's in it. And I feel like our girls, someone can come in and ask you questions and really pull the jean that will fit your body type the best. And it eliminates you having to go into a store blindly and just pulling stuff for yourself and possibly getting frustrated and not buying anything because you might not know what's best for your body type. And we can really help do that.
Well, at Indigo Boutique, you have so many different things to choose from, as you mentioned, such as handbags, shoes, and even clothing for all ages. So how do you keep them separated?
You know, I feel like we are really good at when someone comes in trying to hone in on what they're looking for at that specific time, because, you know, it could be overwhelming to walk in because our store is really large for a boutique. So we try to find out what you're looking for to help you find that the best. So if you're looking for handbags, we can point you to that direction. If you're looking for shoes, we can point you there. So that's how we kind of try to keep it separated.
So has the online store affected any kind of foot traffic in any way?
I don't think so. I think that our customers like the face-to-face and like the personal aspect of it, that the online, I feel, is just reaching the customers that don't live close enough to shop in store, but they can still get Indigo like in California or in Missouri, you know, people who can't come. So I don't really feel like it's affected us. If anything, it's just gotten us out there more to other people.
Ms. Gates, what are your plans for the future of Indigo Boutique?
Just to continue to grow our customer relationships and keep up with all the trends and continue doing what we've been doing for 25 years.
Well, in your opinion, how has the boutique evolved over the past few years?
I feel like we've just grown, like you said, as Saddle Creek has grown. I feel like we've grown with it. I feel like our clientele, we have reached more people via social media. You know, I feel like that has changed so much for stores in general. So yeah.
Well, Ms. Gates, it was a pleasure talking with you
Yes.
today. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
It's time to take another break. When we return, we've got a hair-raising discussion between two stylists you don't want to miss.
We have 4 major vocal ensembles at Germantown High School. There's a large chorale with about 50 to 60 students, a women's chorus, our chamber choir, which is an elite ensemble of 18 singers, and a contemporary a cappella group, which is about 16 singers.
It's really nice to be in a room full of people who share your passion and who want to learn and make every song as beautiful as it possibly can be.
I really try to instill in my students the importance of connecting with the literature, that they have to go outside of the box and actually understand what they're singing about. Thank you.
This program has really pushed me. It's shown me a lot of my insecurities and how to grow past those.
Many times we'll gather around the piano to build that sense of camaraderie, to be able to hear each other better, to interact with each other and make music together. Work together, hold that solid. Go.
Then we genuinely love music. We sing because we want to and not because our Mr. Hayner is telling us.
2 beats, you come in. 1 and 2. Music empowers us to come together as a group. I feel like this generation has become so focused on me, 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 me. And music is us, 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 us.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm your host, Jamaia Chase. For a woman or a man, hair can bring an outfit together. Depending on the event, a hairstyle can be the difference between fitting in or standing out. With us now is hairstylist Emily Corbin from House of Agalea Salon and Justice Sims, owner of Hair Justice Salon. Ms. Corbin and Ms. Sims, thank you for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, hair comes in all different kinds of shades and textures. Ms. Corbin, what kind of training did you go through to prepare you for the hair industry?
So I started at Plaza Beauty School in East Memphis, and then I thought that I could go straight from hair school to booth running immediately, which was a terrible decision of mine. I don't recommend it. But so let's just say I was booth running for about a week and took a man's haircut a little too high, a little too tight, and I was like, all right, I need to get a little more training. So that's when I met Natalie Stiver, who's the owner of House of Aglaia Salon that I work at. I apprenticed with her in 2013, and she basically gave me all that in-salon experience that you need, as well as continuing to train outside of that.
Ms. Sims, how did you get into the hair industry?
Well, of course, I did cosmetology school at Tennessee Academy of Cosmetology, where I graduated maybe about 3 years ago. Straight from school, I did not go straight into a salon. I did apprentice at Strands International Hair Company in Germantown, where I shampooed and kind of shadowed a few other stylists so I could just get the feel of a salon environment and train with some other stylists. And other than that, I've done some separate, private, one-on-one trainings with stylists just to learn techniques. Yeah.
Well, what has been one of your biggest trends right now, Ms. Sims?
Right now, since I am an extension specialist, I would say glueless frontals. Only because frontals have been the biggest trend maybe over the last year and a half because of the versatility. You can part, middle, side, you can pull it up, pull it back. It gives the illusion of a natural hairline, but they were first glued down. Now they're glueless, so that saves on a lot of mess and maintenance, and people love it.
Ms. Corbin, what are most of your clients requesting?
Most of my clients are requesting a very low maintenance, blended look as far as color. Balayage is huge, like the hair painting. Of course, I still have my classic looks with the gray coverage. But yeah, most of them just want that blended, low maintenance, easy to style at home look.
Well, how do you both stay up with the latest trends? Ms. Sims, we'll start with you.
I would probably say social media. Only because since we are a smaller city compared to some of the other bigger cities like LA and Atlanta, we've typically been last on some of the newer trends. But now since we have social media, we can stay on top of it by following stylists and salons in different areas like that and see what they're doing. So that helps us out a lot.
Ms. Corbin, how do you stay up to date?
I for sure agree. Social media, 100%. Also, I have been fortunate enough to travel to Hawaii. I did trained under celebrity hairstylist Nikki Lee and Rihanna Capri. Also, Justin Anderson. They do like Jennifer Aniston's hair, Julianne Hough, Hilary Duff, many other famous celebrities. Also, I've gone to Rome and done a master color class there with Natalie. It was fun. Yeah. It's awesome. And then we also do in-salon, in-house training. Natalie trained me on the habit hand-tied extension method.
Well, Ms. Sims, you specialize in many different techniques. And in today's time, sew-ins are more of a protective style for African American women. What are the benefits?
With benefits of a sew-in, they will, if they're installed properly, if they're maintenance properly during the length of your sew-in and they're removed properly, then you will see growth. And that's what helps us out a lot because a lot of us today are natural, where we aren't doing relaxers or any chemicals in our hair. So I believe that's one of the best ways to protect your natural hair, keeping it growing. If you make sure your hair is shampooed and deconditioned properly prior to the install, make sure it's maintained bi-weekly during your install, and making sure that it's removed properly and treated properly after you take down your install.
Ms. Corbin, can you talk about the many different things you specialize in?
Yes, so I do coloring, cutting, and extensions. So with coloring hair, I do a lot of blondes, baby lights, very blended blondes, bright blondes, like all the different tones. I love a blonde. Also with the extensions, like I said, they're the hand-tied method, so they're the least amount of damage since there's so many points of contact on the head. And then cutting, I love long layered looks. I can do the short layered, movement, all that.
Tell us about some of the other work you do besides sew-ins, Ms. Sims.
So sew-ins are big, but I believe wig units now are even bigger. Only because they're easier, they're quicker, they last a lot longer, and many of us spend at the very least $400, $500, or $600 on our extensions. So to me, it's like an investment. You want to get the most out of your investment, and a wig unit is the way to go. It will last years if it's done properly, and you can treat and maintain your hair sooner, and it's a lot easier, like I said. But I do a lot of other natural styles, silk press, color, crochet, different things like that. Yeah.
What is the best thing a woman or a man can do to keep their hair healthy?
I would say, well, first it starts with what you put into your body, number one. I like to tell my clients to either take like a 1 a day or a vitamin or something, because your hair does grow from your bloodstream. So drinking a lot of water and things like that does help your hair grow, but to maintain it, you just want to stay consistent. You want to get your hair on some sort of regimen, and staying consistent will definitely keep your hair healthy.
Ms. Corbin, what is the biggest mistake a person can make when trying to make sure their hair is okay?
I would definitely say making a drastic change, going from black to blonde, or, you know, after maybe your boyfriend broke up with you and you come in and you're like, just chop it off, I'm done with it. And then you start, you know, you call me crying the next day. No, so just no drastic changes.
Well, Ms. Corbin and Ms. Sims, thank you both for talking with us today.
Thank you for having us.
From a simple bow tie to the right piece of clothing, and even the perfect hairstyle can determine how a look can turn out. I want to thank all my guests for joining me today in this discussion. It has been fun learning about the various trends in each area of the fashion world. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Jamaia Chase. From all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.